You have reports there from the principals. Anybody have any questions or comments about those?
I got a comment to make. Every school board meeting for the last 4 or 5 months now, I've asked about bullying, and I've gotten some feedback from the community, and I want to say publicly that I am not trying to put down Kevin and Denny. I think those guys are doing a wonderful job, and that if anybody comes to me with a bullying problem, the first people that I'm going to go to is one of those 3 guys. So I think we're working on it. I think these 3 guys are doing a good job, and I apologize for making it look like you're not.
I was just going to mention too that your statistics look good compared to what they did in the past. I felt like I was getting one letter from Kevin every week last year, and it's certainly a pleasure not to receive all of those all the time. And I think people are noticing it in the community too. So we thank you for your efforts. So, and I think Denny's only called me once. So.
So is there any update with the bullying, guys?
We met today, just so you know. We're meeting with our support personnel now. We work with our teachers now. We're working with our support people, meaning our secretaries, our cooks, our custodians. So we met today with our cooks, and Dr. Feeney's fond of using the word trying to give you more tools in your toolbox. And sometimes it's easy to forget about those support people who are in the hallways, in the kitchens, and seeing some of those types of things too. So we met with the custodians and just said we want to make sure we give you the avenue that's okay to report those things to us, and how do you deal with it if you see it, because they haven't had a lot of that type of training. And so that was our discussion today with our cooks. We're going to meet tomorrow at 7:30 with the custodial staff, and then at 3:30 we're going to meet with the secretaries and the aides to continue to keep that conversation going with those people, because the cooks will see it going on in the lunch line. The senior jumping in front of the freshman or whatever it might be. The custodians are out in the hallways. We'll see it as kids are passing and things such as that, and making sure that they keep open communication lines with us as well. So again, adding that level to the bullying harassment.
The thing we have to remember is that this thing has changed so much. A lot of these people, or especially the people you're talking about, were raised in a time where it was don't be a Democrat. So now it is cool to tell what you've seen that isn't right.
Exactly.
Chris, we've done the same at the middle school about 3 weeks ago. I meet with the support staff once about every 3 weeks on Friday morning. I have my regular faculty meeting Thursday morning, and then about every 3 weeks I'll meet with the support staff. So we had the same conversation that Kevin was talking about. I think our next job is to go back to the students and revisit the conversation with kids, and it all centers around respect. How much issues are you seriously going to have anywhere, on the job, in the school, wherever you're talking, if people respect each other? A lot of people think that that's something that should be earned. I agree with that a little bit, but also there's got to be an initial respect where I might not know which truck is yours out there, but it doesn't mean that I don't respect it enough that I walk by and key it. So it's going back to revisiting that with the students. And if we can get to that foundational level, I think that's going to help a lot, because it's stuff like jumping in line in front of somebody else, running down the hall, which we're constantly talking to kids about. They're just not thinking about, and they're not meaning harm necessarily, but they're also not thinking about what that could do to somebody else in the hallway. We don't make it a major crime when a student's hustling to get out to the PE bus, but yet, go back, walk, you'll make it, type of thing. And every once in a while, yeah, we have a kid not make the PE bus, but they're not staying after school for that. Their parents aren't called for that. I mean, it's reasonable of what we do. We either bring them over, or hey, got a study hall, let's not make a habit of this. maybe next time don't gap so much in the hallway so you make PE bumps. But we've done the same thing as the high school has.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Is there any problems at all, Mike?
We keep working on them just like everything.
Mike, I didn't include you in that because I never really talked to you about that.
We just hope that we can give them the skills and the tools that when they get to middle school, that they don't have those problems anymore. We continue to work with that and stuff.
And the environment is so much different from an elementary school to the middle school, where elementary they're a little more in one locale as compared to the middle school. They're seeing every kid basically in their grade and every different teacher at their grade level. They're got that transition time from bell to bell in between classes where they're not necessarily under direct supervision where I'm responsible for this kid, even though we've got the teachers in the hallway. So the environment is a little bit different that way. So I think that's just to say that conditions are a little bit different.
I think a final comment I'd throw in on that is that, it's a systemic problem, so it has to be dealt with systemically. And that's what the gentlemen are talking about. It's not just a teacher issue, it's not just an associate issue, it's all of us. And are kids still going to make dumb decisions? Yeah, they are. But are we going to hold them accountable? Yeah, we are. We're going to try to teach them to do better. And so we're pretty darn serious about it. And I'm very pleased with what's happening. Perfect, no, but are we going the right direction? Dang straight we are.
So besides the counselor, who else would come to the classroom to help kids understand how to treat other people?
We're planning class meetings, or it's me speaking with a group of students, essentially in class.
Weekly, monthly?
No, not weekly, monthly. We visit all of that at the beginning of the school year with different stations on expectations of when you're in the cafeteria, here's what we expect of you. When you're in the hall, here's what we expect of you. When you're in the classroom, here's what we expect of you. And then that's what I was talking about, Dave, is going back to the students now and revisiting. Because, like Dr. Green said, teachers, adults are trying to hold kids accountable all the way through. All the kids know the expectations. They're posted on the walls. We've had the initial conversations. There's checks all the way along when students are meeting those expectations. But now it's time to go back and talk to the students about that revisiting.